Hello. I haven't recorded one of these for a while, so I'm a little bit thrown at this point exactly how I used to introduce them, what to say, etc, etc. But hi, it's 5D here, aka Nick, aka, well actually Nick, aka 5D I suppose, aka Deep Beeper for my production, and of course One Pac-Man if you listen to me spoken word or MCing ever. And I have in the studio today the big man himself, NJC, my manager, label, boss man, and general all-round cool dude. We're doing It's Good to Talk 2, which the title comes from the fact that you explain your mental health capacities a little bit. And I'm not talking about looking after me.
No. It's something that we. Oh, hello. Sorry. Nice to be here.
That's all right.
Yeah. And just in relation to you saying about being thrown, you're being thrown while sat on your throne. So I thought that was quite an interesting
on my
word.
studio throne.
Yeah. You're in your throne in your studio, so there's a bit of wordplay for you.
Yeah.
So in terms of mental health, I suppose I've been on a bit of a journey like we all are, and my epiphany moment in terms of discovering who I was, in terms of how my brain functions and all the rest of it sent me on a journey into understanding, studying psychology, neuroscience of the mind, and looking at all of the different neurodivergent traits that we have and the behaviours that we have around that, and going on a bit of a journey. And so
I was also talking about your co-production. And this is not music.
So working,
because you do a lot of that stuff. It's so you're quite, look, anyone, and we encourage everyone to talk about, especially their mental health and stuff like that. It's the best way to be. This is why it's called It's Good to Talk. But you have a special sort of knowledge, intimate knowledge of the system. And you're trying to help people, aren't you?
So for the last 3 years, I've been working behind the scenes with Health Watch in Suffolk, and more recently a group of people called the Creators of Change. And what they are people from society who have lived experience of maybe needing the system, help from the system, or people that have like serious physical disabilities and can't get the right support they need when they need it, and all sorts of challenging things that have occurred in their lives. And I felt very compelled at a point where I was sort of struggling to navigate certain things, that I realised that actually there's a lot of people going through this, and I have a voice, so I'm going to use it to help articulate what other people can't. So by doing the work with Health Watch, and also more recently with ADAS, which is the Association of Directors of Adult Social Services, is looking at how they rebuild certain parts of the system with co-production involved, which means it's individuals in the community within society working with those who design and create the new services of the future. So by working together, you create a much better outcome for those who use those services.
Because dodgy mental health systems is one of the main causes of a lot of problems.
Absolutely. It fundamentally pushes everybody into crisis, because you're left waiting for months, if not years, to find out in some regards, very simple information is needed at a certain time, and you're not given that information. Therefore, you can't advocate for yourself, and that sends you into a place of crisis most of the time.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna. This is also gonna be like a usual podcast, even like the first It's Good to Talk, where we're gonna intersperse it with music. Like the last time, we went on quite a play tunes to do with people who had mental health issues or stuff that we felt was very. But this time we've gone a bit more wide, like just broader, just tunes that we think are a bit out there, as in, which is it's an analogy. It's like a trope of like being out there as being a bit crazy mental health, but it doesn't. It's still gone.
I've just pinged in my head with what you were just saying there. So let's look at genres and subgenres as psychological profiles for a minute here.
Oh, that's interesting.
So look at that and then twist it.
Analogy-wise.
Exactly. Yeah. So that all of us, we are all little genres of ourselves in this big ether of all sorts of stuff going on, with all of our different abilities to function in this universe we find ourselves in. And you could say that the same with music. So that's a good way to look at our psychology, is that we are also very fundamentally different and unique. you know, much the same as subgenres of certain genres get very niche. We are very niche as individuals.
Yeah, no, it's interesting stuff. Yeah, so we'll be back to talk about more in a minute. We've sort of hit the usual roughly 5 minutes that I sort of be put in between tunes, I guess, usually in this podcast. So I'm going to choose the first track, which, okay, I'm going to go with a hip-hop-y type one. It's from, oh Christ, I forgot that. High Focus.
Oh yes,
just classic stuff. It's kind of out there. I don't know why it came up when I was thinking of tracks to pick, but when you hear it,
it's
you
a
might.
Dope tune for what I think.
It's pretty weird. It's just weird. I don't. And this artist, I guess, like everyone, like it's Dirty Dyke. Is it Dyke or Dicky? It's Dyke, isn't it?
I believe Dirty Dyke.
Yeah, I didn't know for sure. Dicky. that's what my great granddad's nickname was. Anyway, great. Dirty Dyke, and I think Jan Baxter, and it's me and you. Do you know the track?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
It's a comedy one. It sounds like that. You know, they're talking.
It's a breath of fresh air.
In all seriousness,
in wordplay
right?
world.
What I'll go into all seriousness is that, like, there's a lot of. I think also the thing about mental health, you don't need to be too fully serious about it. Oh, you can't say schizo, or you can't make a joke out of something weird.
There is a political correctness of all sorts these days. So yeah, but I do hear what you're saying.
But
yeah,
why I've chosen this track is because later I'm going to play my own one.
Yeah.
That is basically me rapping about like serious drug addiction, but like in a comedy way. Is my point.
Yeah.
So I'm not like that, and so I thought I'll put another thing that sounds a bit like. It's got, you know, they're talking about someone with issues. And they sound like they've got issues, but like not bad.
So,
you know.
So it's normalising it, and it's putting it out there in a humorous way to maybe help you see things in a lighter note.
Quite possibly.
Because actually, if we internalise, it doesn't help us. So this is maybe a good way to channel something.
Yeah, I mean, like films too. The same sort of
Yeah.
thing. It's not like going like, oh, you know, let's be all grey about everything.
Totally.
Never talk about even jest things. And if you're allowed to be jest about anything, it's about yourself.
Totally.
So, here we go. It's me and you,
Let's
Dirty
go.
Dyke and Jan Baxter. It's pretty funny too.
Dope.
And it's a good introduction for when I play my track.
Yeah, man.
Which is
Look
just
forward to that.
Inspired by them quite a lot, actually. Here we go.
Oh, what's happened there, son? Yeah, you're doing this to make us smart. Yeah. You're talking out your ass, I'm talking out my mouth. You're squawking out your bars while I'm walking out the house. And I don't make the rules, I just play the game. And I won't break my balls for no shameless bit of fame. You're sniffing up your cat, I'm sniffing up my coke. But I ain't gonna magnify the difference in a bloke. You're living off the dough, I'm living off my soul. And I don't wanna bitch about the system when I'm old. I'm gonna buy some land, you're gonna buy some drugs. You're gonna find a slag while I'm gonna find some love. You're smoking on a dick, I'm smoking on a spliff. You're showing off your kids and I'm a chauvinistic pig. You're ringing up your mum, I'm drinking with your dad. He's pissing in the street while he's fingering a slag. You're living in a dream, I dribble in my sleep. You're looking in the mirror while I'm spitting to this beat. You're going to the fair, I'm going to the shops. You ain't gonna hear my fucking album till it drops. You're pissing in the bog, I'm pissing in a bush. You listen to the trickle, it's a mission to the woods. You're combing your hair, but nobody cares. I'm a scruffy fucker, but my omen is rare. You're over-prepared, I'm casually lax. I'm sat in the back of a taxi, relax. And I don't wanna prang, I just wanna chill. Or you just wanna hang around with slappers eating pills. I just wanna fuck, you just wanna wank. Ladies and gents, give a very big thanks and a round of applause. Man, you're a nose. I don't wanna hang around with mans anymore. You're trying to be my friend, I'm trying to be a dick. You're trying to make it stick while I'm trying to get rid.
I'm straddling a pig, you're a maggot in a wig. You're gonna boil your whole smack wagon to the gig. Why does it matter who I'm with? You're chatting to a twig. You try and spit a verse and end up fracturing your ribs. And I don't wanna judge, you're on a lot of drugs. And yeah, I know there's 1,000 ways to hold a grudge. But me, I'm trying to speak, you're just trying to preach. My ear's about to stab itself and drink a pint of bleach. You're talking to a child, I'm talking to a dwarf. With 5 drops of acid in a nice warm sauce. But you're doing what you can, I'm doing what you can't. You stop being who you are, my whole crew's who you want. Backflip into the past, I'd return with a gun. You'd return with a badly drawn picture of your mum. You're staring at my crotch, I'm trying to have a crotch. Spent the last 5 hours staring at my watch, man. I just wanna leave, you just wanna grieve. I'm long past hearing about the shit that you believe. See, I turn up to the shrubs, you turn up in a bush. Last seen suckling a virgin in the woods, man. I just wanna lounge, you just wanna scrounge. I got a pair of creepy little eyes I can gouge and I'll hand them to you. Have a chat with your crew. I bowl around free, you're entangled in glue. Gluey hands of a nonce, you're bound from the swamps. I'm trying to cook an egg, you're a cancerous ponce. I'm living on the edge, you're living in a hedge. I'm trying to make an album, you're trying to make a wedge. I'm calling you a chief, you're calling the police. I'm crawling in the street, you're absorbed in the mystique. Man, I'm working for myself, you work for someone else. You watch the world turn while I watch the world melt. Shatter.
You're both having a good laugh here in the studio.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a classic.
Lyrically diverse.
Yeah, that's pretty jokes.
Incredibly so.
I don't know what to say about it, really, if I'm honest. Apart from
Humour's a good thing.
Yeah, it's not really mental health related in some ways. What do you think? Why did I choose it?
I would say yeah, because someone is letting the gutter out of their head, and that is a good way to relieve your mental health.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I agree. I think a lot. It's the same as like hardcore death metal bands. They're always like the most chilled people who
venting.
Like you'd expect to help your granny across the road.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Even though on stage they're like, do you know what I mean? And it's a bit like that with hardcore hip hop.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the rappers who are saying mad stuff are like, then it is like you say, it vents. I mean, obviously, there's probably exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
Like rappers who are completely dangerously weird.
Yeah.
And say it and stuff.
No, definitely. Yeah. So, yeah, it's that thing as well, isn't it? The language and the kind of how it's portrayed, and it's always quite an interesting thing. So we would see that maybe as humour, but then someone else might hear it and see it as insulting, offensive, and there you go. You've got a whole different experience or perception of that same piece of art.
Yeah, that's true. So what should we do? Your choice next. The choice for you. Ooh. And then after that, we'll go straight on to my one.
Okay, which one of mine have we got queued up?
Nothing. You choose which one you want. I'll mark it down.
Okay, we'll go for the Crazy Clown Time by David Lynch.
Yeah,
now, this came about, or there is a story behind this one.
If it's David Lynch, I'm worried. Yeah. My sanity.
So there's a very dark vibe about this tune. In many ways, if you watch the video, listen to the lyrics, but this song was entered into my life when I was in a cafe having a full English breakfast with my cousins. They were all male cousins, and they were, we were just like, oh, there's a jukebox over there. So I went and had a look at the jukebox, and there was nothing really much on it apart from this song was the last played song. So I put it on. Sat down eating our breakfast, and then everyone just started looking at each other going, what is this tune, man? Turn it off. So then what became the joke was that I then queued it up another 4 times, so that song repeated. We were in there for at least an hour, and it was played about 5 times, and one of my cousins actually had to get up and leave. And I was the whole time just crying with tears of laughter at the response from everyone in the venue.
Oh, brilliant.
So here we go.
Yeah,
weird tune,
so David Lynch,
buckle up.
Crazy Clown Time. I'm looking forward to my sanity levels decreasing over the next 5 minutes.
I'm sorry to do this.
I almost made it to the end of that tune, but then I had to stop after 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll have any listeners at this point. Admittedly, people might have skipped it. Skip the tune.
It's surreal, it's abstract, it's very unusual. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And the production in it, though.
Oh, the production's hard. Like,
incredible.
It's well made.
Like,
I don't hate that weird violin stuff. The voice is the thing that makes it.
It's the voice, yeah.
Yeah, it's the voice makes it.
You know, imagine, first thing in the morning, you're trying to get your day
hangover.
started,
Man,
and you got that guy rattling around in your head.
Daisy took a shirt off.
Crazy clown time. No, thanks, mate. I'm all good.
So if you're still listening, well done. I didn't make it.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I really take the responsibility for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Dear.
Nick,
bring us back, please.
Yeah.
Resusc it.
Well, let's play my tune, shall we?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so I have a spoken word, sort of rappy MC alias. That'll be One Pac-Man. I did an album called Escaping the Arcade. You can check it out if you want. But this is a track called If Chemistry Was King. And the reason it's called that is because it's 100% about drugs. I'm not going to lie. So let's actually just put this in perspective. I had a struggle with not just drugs, but other mental illness quite a lot for more than a decade, more than that even maybe. Yeah, and this is why I'm someone who likes to talk about mental health, because I managed to get out the other side.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't. I have friends that died, and everyone knows, people who are affected by substance abuse and other mental health, and people who die and stuff too early for their time and stuff. I wanted to play this because it was just a bit, because I've talked before about mental health, like schizophrenia and depression, whatever, things like that, ADHD and stuff. But this time I thought it's very easy to forget that drug addiction is also a mental health issue.
Yeah.
Like a lot of society will assume that it's not. It's just a moral thing. You're just bad. You're just bad. You don't have will power. You're a bad person. And all sorts of things like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stigma with any addictions. So an addiction is the aftermath of someone's problems, so therefore we need to look at why they've got the addiction to then help them appropriately with a way forward. But the system is not necessarily designed to do that. A lot of the time plasters are put on to things that actually suppress a person from finding a better answer or solution to the whatever it is they have going on, and like you say, but being open and honest like you are there, Nick, that takes a lot of courage. It's almost like we've come from a very different era where we shouldn't really talk about these things, but to an era now where it's very open and transparent, and I think that's very healthy because we're emotionally mature at a younger age. So therefore I feel like with the next generations, hopefully they should understand themselves better far sooner, which should then hopefully alleviate some of the need to be addicted or be on substances to survive if you have a clearer understanding of how you function.
Yeah, no, you make a good point. So I don't really know what else to say this minute, apart from go back to the point of this track is it's not very politically correct again. you'll definitely hear
There's a theme running in today.
It's comedy, and it's just it's cathartic. It's venting stuff, yeah, I just thought it was fun. I don't play it often anymore, and anyway, it's Chemistry Was King. Here we go. One Pac-Man. Check it out if you're interested. Here we go.
The different systems that people have in their brain. And these are actually about 8 different neurochemical systems. So we have serotonin. In one area of the brain, we have the GABA, which slows you down. We have glutamate, which speeds you up. If this was a car, that is a mood stimulator. That right there is the brake. That's a gas pedal. If you're in a Lexus, you're gonna like the music, you're gonna like the interior, and everything in there. That's dopamine. Noradrenaline is in here. Acetylcholine, and then we also have the endocannabinoid system and the opiate system here.
Serotonin. Little ones I'm owning, mates keep phoning. Gotta hit the rave up, heavy beats just won't stop, mashing up your head top. I've always loved you, fam. I've always been your biggest fan. Let's not get shut down by the man. Can I stand any closer to this club fan? Won't remember this night, but hey ho, the night was alright. Brain like a yo-yo, if I float any higher I have to take flight. Can't imagine anything like starting a fight. Seeing triple wouldn't connect with your face anyway. I just wanna play, soon it's gonna be day. Clock spinning fast, can't remember what I wanna say. More little ones, more little ones. Reaching my pocket, have I got the funds? Wanna be on the wall like a spider. Looking at my watch, now it's 5:30. Should be enough to get another half. Can always split it with my other half. My ears keep having sex with the beat. It's like I got tapes in my head on repeat. With the baddest techno, blessed with some sick flow. Bass, 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 but bass, bass, bass. With the beat skittering all around the place. That noise in the tune is so sick. Right, I need a stronger hit. Dopamine, here we go again. It's the constant packet loop. Can't even eat a small piece of fruit. Just met Charles, pranked off my nut. You wanna ride the white horse? But I can't ride horses. Wanna ride some beauty now. Banging all night, let me exhale this cloud. My wallet is fucked right now. Thinner than an anorexic, how? Cause it's so fucking pricey, the money leaves blighty. Ends up in the drug lord's basement. Would be a nice place to vacation. Endless lines and a hot tub. My neurons just love this flood. Got my dealer incoming on my HUD. Gonna give me a good deal, huh blood? Oh shit, half my brain just came out my nose. Wonder if that will affect my flows. Can feel the shit from my tip to my toes. Need to find some top shelf hoes to help me forget all about my woes. Definitely gonna need to find some more dough. Life always lined up on the hot plate. What's gonna be this next rock's fate? Kinda obvious, don't you think? Right, I'm off to get the next drink. Coca-Cola running around in my mind. It's obvious, I need to unwind. So on to the NMDA receptor antagonist. Inside my head going temporarily cabbages. Textures, all I see is textures. Out of my mind, it's incredibly infectious. Is that you or me up on the ceiling? Near-death experience is what I'm feeling. Right now, we wish the local vet had no locks. My mind's like a big pair of holy Nike socks. Reaching the back of my mind, need to pick those locks. Heavier deliveries than the kilos off the docks. Yeah, we're getting deeper than Alice in her hole. Cause this is how our crew likes to roll. No rabbits or hatters. Instant metaphysical shit. Come back, never not have another hit. Never not have another hit. Can I find a way out of this hole? Fuck, at this point, I can't even roll. The smoke that I need to help keep my sanity. Nicotine will help me be less of a manatee. Extraterrestrials, get out my man's TV. They're showing programs about wormholes, but more disturbing how my future will unfold. How can they know my future if it's not happened yet? Best not bet on the set of my life's all-encompassing net. The vet's still not open yet? Oh well, it's back to my dealer. Don't bother touching me, I really can't feel ya.
Right, so this Kez has got a bit boring. Hallucinogenic. Definitely won't help my rapping, but may help me see the rave lasers winding around the next man's parquet flooring. Oh my god, there's a lion. Can I smell space cat's verbals frying? Lying in a deep trance, flying. Did the universe just Bluetooth me?
Feeling free, full of glee. Cup of munchkin tea, just saw myself walk past. That wasn't me. Thoughts going too fast. Playing keyboard on my mate's arm. Sounds coming out like an alarm. A wooga, boop. Get inside this bass bin, vibrating hard. Time to bring it in. My hands are fluttering off like petals in the wind. Your face is melting scars, my eyes need to be binned. Oh my god, the seagulls nicked my stash. They're gonna be dive bombing tourists for cash. OMG, my brain just exploded. Need to find some downers before my soul gets imploded. GABA receptors, falling asleep. Will unconsciousness accept us? Yawn, yawn, yawn. Oh. Well, enter the blackness until dawn. Yawn, entering the blackness, yawn until dawn.
So as much as it, I want to point out that my feeling brought up by that track now is just, it was the constant running away and running around from myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it definitely brings that up. It's like, it's just crazy,
profound.
isn't it? It's like, yeah, it's quite hard to talk about this stuff, if I'm honest.
Yeah, no, totally. Like I say, it takes courage to be open and transparent about these things, definitely. Because
got a cup of tea there.
Yeah, no, the tea's great, by the way. We've got a brew on the go, and that's always a good thing for mental health, to have a nice cup of tea.
Oh yeah, tea's
or
the one,
coffee, or whatever it is, man, that you drink.
Yeah, I actually don't know what to say at this point, so I think we'll just leave it. Maybe we'll come back to something else.
Yeah.
Other than just if you've got issues with drugs, whatever they are, talk to people if you're struggling. And I also think the important thing to point out is I don't think it should all be illegal. I think that doesn't help anyone.
Being black and white with these things isn't very helpful, with it, especially when you factor in addiction and then physiological and psychological connection and how those addictions run deep within a person. So to suddenly stop anything is not a safe practice. There's many different views on this, but you have to be very careful.
Yeah, but I'll just repeat what I said. If you've got issues, just talk to people if you can. If you're feeling like weird or out there or at the end of your tether, which eventually was how I got to, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Very, very at the end of a long tether. You can turn it around, and the best way to do that is to start chatting, isn't it? Of course.
100%, and that is the hardest part, is to start that first gate, opening up for the first time. You've just got to go for it, and then eventually that will lead you to a path of discovery, and hopefully you'll get there eventually. It does takes a lot of hard work.
So what are you going to play now, Nat?
Sorry for the long pause. I've forgotten the order that I had.
What, do you want it in order?
Well, we don't have to actually. I tell you what, let's go for the Photech one.
All right, cool, man. So what did you say it was called? Seven
Swords of...
Seven Samurai.
Seven Samurai, sorry.
The Seven Samurai, yeah.
So this is like a really for me, a benchmark track we talk about diversity and stuff though. So this era of drum and bass is where I kind of really connected with it, and this was one of the first tunes of this era that just really printed in my head and opened my eyes to this whole new production sound and movement, and that came from where I lived in sunny Ipswich in East Anglia. And Photech was a Suffolk boy originally, I believe. He came from up the coastal area of Suffolk, and then you spawned on the likes of Digital, Spirit and others from the area, and Certificate 18, Paul Arnold. It was a big movement of people and innovators from the east of England that went out there around the globe and took this sound to the globe, and look at where we are now in 2023. Drum and bass is mainstream and cemented into the culture of the world.
Cool. Yeah, that's good stuff. I love it as well. This is something I listened to at school. Yeah, this album.
Exactly.
And I was actually thinking when it came out just now, I don't think I've heard this for 20 years.
Wow.
So I'm looking forward to hearing this track now. Should we run it? It's the Seven Samurai, Photech.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, tidy tune, man.
Yeah. Oh, and one other person I shouldn't forget, Clute, another great artist from sort of the eastern region. But anyway.
Oh, he's from Eastern. Oh,
yeah, Clute.
Yeah. Shout outs to Dan if you're out there listening. He's one of his favourite drum and bass artists, Clute. Yeah,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so almost moving swiftly on. What should we say? Should we say something?
So I guess we've crossed across a lot of things, haven't we? But maybe we could talk about we're doing a sponsored walk over the weekend and how walking can connect you back with the environment that we are probably most in need of is being out in nature and away from stimulation and noise and devices and technology that fundamentally keep us in an infinite loop. So if we can go on a walk and we can break the cycle and tune into the nature that surrounds us, it can do a lot for people, especially I would say the male population, being wired the way we are genetically, we are definitely in need of being out in the wild as men. So this is a good thing for men's mental health, in the sense that if you feel shit, get off your ass as best you can and go out and stomp somewhere and turn off your device. That would be my number one piece of advice. If you're feeling shit, get away from anything that's stimulating you and feeding you with more information. Your brain is not a finite space, so the less...
I mean, it is a finite space.
Sorry, it is a finite space, and the less you consume, the more space you have to think.
That's a very cool point. Yeah, no, I like that. Good analogy, good advice, and yeah, we're going to be. We also raised money, didn't we?
Yes.
Almost a grand for like the youth in Romsey.
Youth in Romsey. So again, these sort of things give you purpose.
Yeah,
it's great,
man.
And it's good for the community. So you have a sense your emotional needs are being met across certain pillars of your life. That if you're out of balance with the world around you, and that could be a sense of community with the people around you. So doing stuff like this is a great way to give back, but also you're getting a physical health benefit by walking 8 miles, 20 miles, whatever it is you're doing, is a massive benefit for your health.
Cool. Yeah, so we're going to be doing that. In the meantime, we're going to play you. I'm playing you the next choice. This tune, I think I'll talk very slightly afterwards about my opinions about conspiracy theorism.
Oh, I'd love to.
Theorism, I don't know if that's the right word, but I just made up. But yeah, this track lists them all. Well, not really. Like, there's a lot of stuff that isn't probably conspiracy. There's stuff that possibly is,
and then later transpires to be fact.
Well, who knows? That's the thing. I mean, let's talk about this afterwards. But here's the track. It's quite a rare one. I don't even know where I found it. Someone gave it to me, I think. MP3. Ooh. It's called Telepathic by the Illumined Mafia. Here we go. Yeah.
One thing I'll take from that is bathing in cow's milk was one of the lyrics. Wow.
That's a tune, man. You know what? Listening to it again and really just concentrating just now, it's not really all about conspiracy theories at all. I wasn't saying it was all about them. It does list a few.
It's
possible
quoting lots of timely things that are.
But it does mention a few
up for
conspiracies.
questioning the current time.
It's deep, man.
It is
It's fucking deep tune.
And yeah, a word soup.
Yeah, you were saying that. Yeah,
it feels that's what it feels like, and lots to connect with there. If you want to create thought spirals, listen to that song.
Yeah, so that's the track. Let's move on a bit because we've got a few more tunes to play, and we can talk. We'll talk. We've got still more time to talk. So let's do a little quick break now. What's your next one, man?
Yeah, we were because the subject nature was diverse, so stuff that's diverse. So this was I found one of my productions I did a long time ago, and I got to work with this German orchestra who sent me their stems, and this was at 2000, I think it was about 2011. So dubstep was in its infancy. You know, there wasn't really anyone doing anything with orchestras or instruments, if you like. So this was basically collaboration between me and two other producers, and also this orchestra. And this is what we came up with in 2011. So
you gonna say the artist and
yes,
the
so it's Macadina, myself,
NJC, that is
NJC, and the third guy I do not remember because he was not a producer at the time. He was just a writer. He composed some of the parts, but I will hopefully get his credit and we can put that in the notes of the podcast.
All right, cool, man. Here's the track. What's it called?
Spiral of Death remix
Nice.
with the Something Orchestra, Greg Norhit's orchestra.
Yeah, okay. Run that. Nice, hardcore. Before you invented Skrillex, you did. Before
we shouldn't make
before he
statements
did.
like that. But yeah, there's elements of stuff that was done in the production world, as in music production world, that was done way before a lot of stuff was being done in the contemporary world. So it's quite unusual. This has only now just come out in 2023, and this was produced in 2010, 2011. So, you know, yeah, interesting times.
Cool, man. So we're gonna move on. I'm gonna play something by the legendary status man of craziness in inverted commas, Aphex Twin.
Legendary status.
Yeah. I mean, he's sort of synonymous with being out there.
Yep. Very diverse.
In fact, possibly
individual.
one of the most out there ever.
Absolutely.
Put on the tag. And this is one of his weird tracks from Come to Daddy called Bucephalus or Bucephalus. I don't even know. I'm not quite sure. I like to say Bucephalus. It sounds less cocky.
Yeah.
Bouncing Ball, and you'll hear why in a minute. Here we go. This track's just awesome.
Wow.
I haven't listened to this in ages either, because it's one of those things that is fun, but you're not going to sit and listen to it every day, are you?
You wouldn't
know what
choose to play it.
No, here we go. You're asking what year it was.
Yeah.
Do some chat while I look it up.
Sorry?
Do some chat. Do some chat while I look it up, I said.
Oh, do some chat. No, it was just like, if there was one thing that would be a reference point to, you know, like that questions all forms of production, that's a great tune.
97.
When was it, sorry?
97.
And then
yeah,
you
for that
then
era.
need to then have the context around what he was using to make that at that time. Wow.
Yeah, no, I know, it's not simple.
No. What incredible, yeah. Sorry, that's really kind of got me, mate.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good, I'm glad I managed to do that with selection. Alright, so do we have more stuff to say? Oh, I never talked about conspiracy my theory.
Yes.
So I mean, it's not okay. I think conspiracy theories are a new. And look, I'm not saying this entirely. If anyone believes in any conspiracy theory, this is not what I mean. But I think they are becoming a very, very serious problem in the new sphere of mental health. I don't think I think because. I don't know if it's a controversial thing to say. To people who like to believe in some of the more out there ones, which again you can't prove these things are true or not, which doesn't help. But I think there's so many different ones that contradicting stuff.
Yeah.
And not everyone can be right, and they're definitely not all true. Like even if some are, but people really go out of their way to to cover up deeper insecurities and things that they don't, or like lack of connection and stuff. But like, if I believe in this thing, I know something secret, and everyone's like with me on it. I think it is a mental health discussion. It should come into that arena. This sort of thing nowadays.
It's a very complex web of all sorts and it's almost like there's a collective awareness going on amongst humanity, being more tuned in and switched on to certain things and narratives that don't sit right with your inner consciousness. So that's one thing that could come from hearing stories that are classed as conspiracy theories. It's all subject to interpretation a lot of the time, and I guess, like you say, if you're someone who hyper focuses on one particular narrative, you'll then have a very skewed or distorted reality of what you feel about that particular conspiracy. Whereas if someone was having a more balanced, rounded view of that, they may not go down those rabbit holes so much because they don't need to. Like you say, you're not necessarily searching for that as a way to have something to focus on as well. So it's a very deep conversation to have actually about conspiracy theories.
No, yeah, totally, man.
And actually, like you say, in terms of taking on information, if we're bombarded everywhere we go with all these different ideas, because all they are fundamentally is humans with ideas. Obviously, there's a certain amount of people would say, well, there's facts, there's research, there's evidence, but equally, a lot of these things come from a human conscious of an idea around the possibilities of what may occur or be occurring. That then gets amplified through social media, do you see what I mean? And it then feeds the collective awareness around questioning these things.
Yeah, I actually saw an interesting thing about a TED Talk the other day as well, about a guy who went out and did a fake conspiracy theory just to see if it could get picked up by the media.
That's
did you see
very
that
interesting.
About birds.
No, but I like
the
that.
content of his conspiracy theory is irrelevant. More to the point was he made this point, which he goes, the weirdest thing that happened to him is when he'd be doing it and people would come up to him and just start telling him he was stupid. What are you doing, believing this? And they were getting annoyed that he believed in something that was that to them was clearly insane.
Yeah. There you go.
But the thing was that with him he was going, these people clearly are upset that you believe something really crazy, and you're
triggering something.
You're losing possible connection to I don't know, sort of society or something, right?
Yeah.
So they're upset that you're not agreeing with them, logic or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're doing it. But they're trying to convert you to believe the truth, what they believe, in the most awful way.
Yeah.
By coming up to you and telling you you're stupid.
Yeah.
You're just
belittling you.
What are you? Yeah. And it forces people. It makes the people who are being told that even more solidifies their belief in what they're believing. So it's like they've come up to you and tried to convince you in the worst possible way. It's like he says we should review the whole ethos of how people feel about it if they want people to be everyone to be more enlightened and believe in more like truth, more objective in inverted commas truth. The way to do it is not to go, oh, you believe in flat Earth, you fucking idiot, or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Meeting in the middle. There's a lot to be said about that.
It's like go up to them and ask them, like, why, maybe why did you get into this and things? Not you're an idiot.
Completely
you know
right.
I mean? And I was one who, especially with things that annoy me, like flat Earth. I can get very like triggery. Like, it annoys me. Why it's physics? Like blah blah.
But just
why do you believe this? Also, why it annoys? Science is not a bad thing. Like,
but that is also a very good.
Well, I mean that's a philosophical debate for another time. Sorry, go on.
But your point there, in actual fact, how we are triggered by what we consume. Now that's a very interesting thing in terms of psychology, around how if something makes us feel a certain way, we have to look at why that is. And actually, if you're going into a conversation that's triggering you, it's not the other person, it's you. So you have to look at why that is. That could be a trauma response to something in your childhood. That could be an interaction you had with someone one day that got printed into your subconscious, and that particular conversation is triggering you, but that isn't actually that conversation. It's something that's a
very good point.
It's interesting though how you bring that into the conversation, and it is interesting. Conspiracy theories are a great way to trigger people, especially if someone is very, very black and white with their thinking around how society works, and you present something that completely skews their view of the world. They're the people who get most agitated.
Okay, we had a good chat there. Do you want to talk about your we'll just link your penultimate choice?
Yes, so this one is okay, so there's a story behind this. So my first ever 7-inch record was this record. So it's Run DMC and Aerosmith, Walk This Way.
I remember watching this on MTV a lot.
I know. And also the reason again is going down the diversity route and things that are off kilter. This was one of the first hip hop heavy metal collaborations that occurred, in the infancy of this whole genre, and it was just great times. And then obviously later on you had Cypress Hill did some experiments with I can't remember who.
Who was it?
They did a whole thing, didn't they?
I can't think who the band was.
That's terrible. I should know this, but anyway, so this was a tune, my first ever 7-inch, and it was heavy metal because I was a drummer. I used to play the drums, and it was like, wow, there's a heavy metal band playing with a hip hop band, and that's where my love of hip hop and live music became a thing from buying that 7-inch.
Cool. So I'll run it now. It'll be Run DMC, Aerosmith, Walk This Way. Here we go.
Turn it down, boy! Come on, man, catch it. Yo, turn it down, man! Yo! Turn that noise down! I know what to do. 1, 2, 3, 5! Till you down on it, and it's short.
good afternoon.
Hello. Dead air.
Sorry.
No, it's my fault.
Yes, so there you go. An amalgamation of production from hip hop and
Yeah, no, it's a good
heavy
track.
metal.
I remember. Did I say already? I watched it on MTV.
Yeah.
Classic stuff. I remember. Do you remember watching them sort of pissing about on stage?
Yeah.
I say pissing about. It's a bit.
You're allowed to do that.
No, but I just mean like they weren't really pissing about. They were performing.
Performing,
There's
yeah.
a slight difference, I guess. Well, it depends. how you look at it.
Water it down to just pissing about.
All right, so I'm going to play my last track, which is very different from everything else we played so far. Diversity full on. This is going to make your give you goosebumps. I reckon that you're going to be like in the corner, like maybe.
Wow.
It's fairly intense. It's another 10 minutes. Why? I think it might be. I don't know if it is 10 minutes. It's another
We've
long
gone for
track.
the sort of
We've
epic-
done bare long tunes, haven't we? This
That's
time.
interesting.
I mean, we've already got over 75 minutes now. Already, we haven't finished yet. So anyway, here it goes. This is. Let me double check the name of the artist. Because I just missed it just then. So it's by Hattis Noit. I don't know how you pronounce it. That's Hattisnoit. And it's called Angelus Novus. And I think it's on a Raised Tapes. And it's just really out there. This is why I'm playing it. Here you go. I really hope you got through the crazy clown music and got to hear that, listeners.
Yeah, that was special.
That's an intense track.
Yeah, if there is an example of what the beauty of what can be done with the human voice, that is the tune I would use. Now I've heard that.
Oh, sick.
Honestly,
It's good to know.
it's incredible.
Selection.
Seriously, like I want to know the name of the tune. I want that in my
Let me link you now.
musical vocabulary from now on. Wow, beautiful piece of work.
Thank you, Raised Tapes, and obviously Haitis Nuat or Nuit.
Yeah.
It's one of those you don't know how to pronounce, but you know.
There's
you
so
can
much
find
in
it.
that. Performance-wise, production, it's very, very clever piece of music.
So now it comes time to say goodbye. Your last choice, you remember?
Oh right,
Yeah,
yes.
but first of all, let's just say thanks, Nat, for coming. Thanks for being an all-round top bloke.
No,
You've
thank
helped me
you.
as well throughout the years very much, and big love, mate.
No, thank you. It's been great to work with you, and it's been great to help see the benefits of your openness to tackling your mental health. And
Cheers, man.
you know, it's great, and it's a positive thing, and you're reaping the rewards of it. So credit to you, dude.
Thanks, man. Big up. So what are you bringing us for the last track?
So I've gone for one of the first songs that I remember hearing when I was a child that made my ears prick up and think, hang on, there's something going on in this music that I'm not hearing elsewhere. So this is Pink Floyd, and it was off Dark Side of the Moon album, and this track called Time is very diverse, but also if we talk about mental health one last time, is the human construct of time and how that forms our daily functioning. And actually sometimes time can also cause us to have lots of other anxieties, cause us to have problems with the way we function. So I feel that if we have an ability to turn off the clock in some way, as part of the day where you have a moment of stillness and calm that doesn't involve around looking in a schedule or looking at your clock and worrying about what you've got to do.
Clock?
You could do that if you wish whilst you're having time out, but the point is
Sorry,
that
a
actually...
bad joke.
No.
I thought I heard you say that literally, so I was like, I gotta make this joke.
You got to
this one slide.
lighten the mood of it, but no, it's just that whole thing around time, and yeah. So this is a diverse track in the production again. So what Pink Floyd were doing with this album was quite innovative at the time. So there you go. We'll leave it there.
Well, it's time to say goodbye, listeners. Of course, we'll be back at some point. I'm not going to list what might happen because I'm just going to wait for it to happen, and
That's
I'll do
the best
less
way.
podcasts now. All right, peace out. I hope you enjoyed this. Big ups. Remember, it's good to talk.
Yes, indeed.
Peace.
got behind you. No one told you when to run. You missed the starting gun.
softly spoken magic